This so far is taking up a lot of more videos than I thought it would, and we're only up to line 100 of the code. So a couple more things to say about the getString method. I want to move on. I don't want to talk about this much more. Um, we have to assure that the sign of the character array is considered. So if the sign of the character array is -1, then we need to go ahead and assign it. So we'll take the string. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. String plus equal a negative symbol. Yeah, and that should do. Alright. So other than that, really think that clears up everything that has to do with the arrays. Remember, this toString method is essential to understanding why when I put this A here, that it's returning specifically what's here in the getString method. It's very crucial that you understand that. So we have so far learned how to stick a number into this array and pull it out again as a string. So let me think about where we should go now. Hold on. Okay, welcome back. I took a second. For you, 1 second has passed. Quite a bit of time has passed for me. I've been. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm back, and I wanted to see one important thing. I think we covered setting that initializing the huge integer very well. We considered, I think, just about everything to consider except for validation. In here, this is the one I've done that I've already completed that I showed you at the first video, I think, or second video. And here I'm trying to add AAA with CCC. And also, mind you, some people might be wondering, why am I initializing it with a string? Well, okay, let me do a quick example. If I do int I equal 1, 1, 2, 3, that works. That works. So let's add. That works. Let's add. Oh, invalid. See, the integer has a certain range, but string, I don't know if string has a range, but I know you can definitely stick in 80 characters, so it works for this scenario. So what I have here, or what I'm trying to attempt to do, is I'm trying to add AAA with CCC, and I'm going to try to see what happens. And I actually, when I was writing the program, I never really took this into consideration of initializing it to a false value. What I was actually depending on mostly was a method that I made in implementer class. So I would expect any user of this of my class to go implementer dot am I spelling right? Implementer dot validate method, and usually it pops up. Looks like I have to find it. There's outside character array, validate methods. Here we go. So validate input buffer. Alright. And stick a string in there. Alright. What's wrong with this? Implementer cannot be resolved. Problem after problem. Okay, that was a quick problem. I swear only 3 seconds passed by here. You'll notice that my method, my class is not implementer, it's implementer class. So that was my specific detail that I was missing. That was my downfall. So if I put in class dot, and see, I can put validate input buffer. There we go. And I'll have this go ahead and be AAA, whatever. Now this will, let's just print this out. So if I print the line what's wrong here. Oh, semicolon. Alright, so now let's go ahead, play. So we see false. It returned a false. It's not valid. So I would expect the user to implement this first before actually initializing the variable, which is actually what I did in this code over here. So let me go ahead and comment this out real quick to show you what I'm talking about. In this code here, I create an object called prompt object, and it's part of the main method basically, and basically it asks you to insert the first value. So if I put in AAA here, then I put in the plus sign, then I put in BBB, or when it's only going to check the first value first, and it'll only say there's a problem with the first value probably. Sorry, your first value is invalid, try again. And I could probably enhance that more. It's like into some type of loop, and it breaks out of the loop the second it finds a problem. But the point is, I'm basically running that validation method that I showed you here, implementer class validate input buffer. I'm using that in that other no, it went away. In this scenario here. So validation is important, even though I showed you that this really works whether you have validation. Well, it sort of works, but I mean, what it's returning here, let me block that out too. When it tries to add AAA and AAA, I have a security thing, not security, but when it identifies anything that's not a number or a plus sign or a negative sign, it's just going to return 0. And I think even if we try sticking in plus, oh, what happened? Let's try sticking in plus plus plus, see what happens. Maybe I have a vulnerability in my program there. Maybe negative negative negative. Play. Let's see what happens. No, it still comes out with 0, because remember, just like in the I did the same thing that I did in the YouTube example. When it sees a plus or minus, it just sets the sign and makes it to 0. So anyway, got a minute 30 seconds left. So what I want to start on here are validation methods to be called, just in case they want to validate it before having it go to the constructor. So as this is going through the main class, remember main class is static, and static can only static can only directly access static variables. So public static, this is it's going to return a boolean, if true or false, and let's call it the validate huge integer, the validate method. I'm trying to complicate things. There we go. So okay, of course it's going to give us that red X because we're not returning anything. If I put return true, oh my god, it looks so happy now. So how are we going to validate the method? Well, I'm going to even challenge this more and create this into 2 more methods. I'm going to create one validate array length. I'm also going to validate the array itself, array valid character, array characters, making sure it's only 0, 1, 2, 3, plus, minus, all that. So let me go ahead and I'll see you in the next video.